It's January 27th and I'm here to make another raw live video to update you on the progress. The last time I updated, I was going to be bringing a letter to that you guys, I read to you guys. I changed it a little bit, but I did give that to her, and to my surprise, it went over quite well. She was thankful for it, and I think she felt I was hearing her or seeing her in a new light, and I think that was very helpful. I had also scheduled an appointment with her medical marijuana doctor. I'll do a quick rewind here because I don't know how much I've explained, but back when she was living with me and she was insisting on smoking marijuana and getting it off the streets or God knows where, I decided I would take her to an actual doctor. I researched the best in Maine, and we went and we sat down and we spoke for probably 2 hours. We spoke about her history. She spoke of all of the pain she was feeling, the anxiety. They took really, good notes, and they gave her a medical marijuana card so that we could go get it legally. And they had written recommendations of what she should be smoking, because she was going to be smoking. I knew that, but I wanted to do it in the safest manner possible. Of course, she took it to another level. She did not get what they suggested. She got dabs and whatever else, like the harshest you can get. She did get the recommendation of not doing sativa. She was doing indica, and I don't even smoke pot, so I'm just going by memory here, but she had overdone it. And anyways, dabs is what sends her into mania. Dabs to me is, it keeps her from getting good night's sleep. It causes psychosis. I think it would cause psychosis in a freaking elephant, the amount she was doing. But every hospitalization has been following her dab use. So anyways, I wanted to reconnect with that doctor. Well, they had contacted me because they do check-ins every once in a while, and I said I wanted to schedule something to talk with Dad, the director of the home she's at, and her therapist, and come up with something other than marijuana, because she had recently snuck more in, saying, she's still in pain, she still has anxiety, she still can't sleep. So I thought, well, let's try to meet her halfway. Let's talk to somebody who's not going to push the psychotropic meds and see what we have for options. And in my mind, I'm thinking CBD. I know they do Reiki, that type of thing. So I scheduled that appointment, and we met with the doctor. All of us met with the doctor, video chat yesterday or in the morning, and we had about a 2-hour, I'd say, conversation where he spoke to the director of the home. He asked her tons of questions, and he wrote down all the medication she's on currently, and I really felt it went well. When we first started, she was crying because she was anxious, but the director was talking about history a little bit, what had recently been going on, the program she's in, that they cannot have THC, all of that. And then he asked to speak directly to, but we could hear it. And the minute she got in the chair and he started asking her questions, I felt, I saw her light up. It's like somebody's listening to me. The bells went off. Somebody's listening to me. And she became jovial and hopeful. And to me, that in itself was worth it, because it's like, wow, somebody's listening to me, somebody's hearing me. That being said, I'm gonna say there are two perceptions going on here. There's my perception of she's handling herself very well, she's feeling like somebody's listening to her. I felt really good about the whole thing. I think he was very knowledgeable. He made some great suggestions. He listened to her, he heard what she was saying. The flip side would be her dad, the director. I think they were seeing it as, oh, trying to worm herself into a situation where she can pull the wool over this doctor's eyes and get him to prescribe something that they see it as addict. She's looking for anything. And then the aftermath was not the most positive. His recommendations were great because it was basically like fish oil, magnesium, CBD in a pill form, I believe. One other thing, and it was to help with sleep. He also mentioned a pill. I can't remember the name of it. I don't have it written down, but I'll put it up on the screen. That has THC in it with other things that helps with cancer patients. It's FDA approved. The director said that wouldn't be allowed. He assured her it would be, but he wasn't going to recommend that right off. But he was saying that could be something in the future if this other stuff doesn't work that might help her sleep. Because in his opinion, her not getting sleep is what's really triggering the mania. That sleep issues are a huge thing, and she really needs to get on a schedule of getting her at least 8 hours of sleep a night, which she has, I don't think, ever done. And I agreed with that. But apparently after this whole thing, I sent her a text and I was like, I was really proud of the way you handled yourself. I hope you feel like you were heard and that we're meeting you halfway. And she was grateful. I never did speak to her. And apparently she acting the rapid speech, the almost manic type behavior. She told staff she needed to go to urgent care immediately, and apparently they took her to urgent care. Now I had no idea any of this was going on, neither did her father, and we have medical guardianship, so I'm not sure why nobody informed us until this morning. But anyway, apparently she went to urgent care, and she came back with Tylenol PM and melatonin to help her sleep. We don't know if she came back with anything for why she went in there. So in her dad's mind, in the director's mind, she went in there to get more drugs because she's an addict. I don't like finger quotes, but an addict. And I just don't know. I think they already had gone into that meeting with this is mom's thing. I don't know they were really supportive of it. Let's face it, medical marijuana isn't supported by all. I don't think that it's, honestly, I think it's better than psychotropic medication or whatever. All this medication she's on, I'm sorry, what's the worst of the evils? Does it inflict mania? Well, that's exactly why I don't want her using THC, but I don't think there's anything wrong with CBD. Certainly nothing wrong with vitamins or natural herbs. Anyway, where we are at now is I just got off the phone with her dad. I've got an email from the director. They think she's, from the marijuana she had been smoking, that she's cycling, but she hasn't gone into full-blown mania because she is still taking her lithium. I don't know. I've tried calling her. She hasn't answered. I will keep you updated. But where I'm at is this could be potentially not great news, and I could be really, really worried about it. And a part of me, there's of course that little piece of me, because come on, history has forced us all to have this worst case scenario, cause and effect type situation where we're going to fear the worst, right? Hospitalization or full-blown mania. I'm really trusting in a higher power, in the universe, in God, in whatever it may be. I think we create our worst drama. We create our worst nightmares. We create our own evils. Part of me has created this whole thing in a weird sort of way. Our expectations, we tend to get our expectations. So what I'm here to say here and now is that I'm not going to expect the worst. I still am not going to see my child as an addict, and I'm not going to see her as sick, and I'm not going to see her as bipolar. These things may be parts of who she is, but that is not who she is. Who she is a perfect being, and all these little nuances going on beside is not who she is, and I need to focus on that sparkle within her, that light within her. That is who she is, and that is who I need to appeal to. I don't want to pay attention to the addict. I don't want to pay attention to the illness. I want to focus on her and how she can better herself. Not, here are all the things you should not be doing. You're bad because you do this, this, this. No, I want to focus on, here are some things you can do. And that's really why I brought this medical marijuana doctor on. Here are some things you can take. Let's focus on those. Let's focus on the things that are going to help you be a successful person. So that's my 2 cents. Of course, I'm going to keep you updated, but this was just a reminder. I like to let you guys know what's going on before we see the outcome. And again, don't know what the outcome's going to be, but in my mind, I do know what it's going to be. It's going to be positive, and my daughter is going to flourish. Thank you for listening.